we have many issues when we come to export SME exports. First of all, a big issue, a major issue is in terms of business risks which are there. The risk in terms of which countries you are exporting, and those countries are having recessionary conditions. And so do we need to change our strategy and go in for diversifying our export markets? Also, when we do the diversification in the markets, there is a need to do diversification in our export basket also, products also. This exports can be done, say, in new areas like defense exports, which are coming up by the government, which is now taking it up in a big way. So that also can be in new areas which are there. Then coming to the business risk also, there is a business risk which is looming large over us, over the SMEs, is in terms of the climate change which is happening. Because of the issues in terms of global warming and consequent net zero emission targets set up by all the countries, there is a requirement for SMEs also to comply with that. Since the large customers, like all the large, you can say Fortune 500 companies, they are committing to net zero by 2030. And for that purpose, they are saying that their supply chain should also be compliant in terms of having zero emissions. Now, this is a very important part because it comes under the scope 3 emissions. So, if you have to do that, SMEs, then they will be out of the market either, or if they can take this opportunity and be a major leader in this market, I think that is the opportunity available for SMEs. The risk is there, but the opportunity is also there. Coming to the financial risks, I would say that yes, in the seminar we did discuss about a lot about the financial risk in particular. An important risk was in terms of currency volatility, forex volatility, which we have been seeing. And another important risk is in terms of how do we do the financing part, export financing part. And on both of these issues, there were quite a lot of solutions which came up. And the final thing which I would like to also add is to SMEs is that please treat your banker and your insurance provider as your advisors also, because they are in the best position to give you advice when you are going into a new area, new segment and new export lines which you are taking it up. So that will help you, they will help you in terms of negotiating the LC clauses which are there right from that stage onwards, to the forex hedging mechanisms, wherein you can get really maybe a lot of premiums can be available initially if you sell the dollars forward. So those are the benefits which you will get, while at the same time you must be doing your KYC thoroughly about your customer. That is equally important for them. So with these guidelines, if they follow, it will make their path much easier in terms of exports in the SME. First of all, yes, global trade is going to grow by only 1%. But you know the India's share in the trade, global trade, it is about 1 to 2% only. So our share is very small. So we have the capacity and the ability to grow much faster, number one. We have to, of course, take over the right markets in which we want to grow, and we have to take up the right products in which we want to grow. There are certain sunrise sectors which are coming in, just like as I enumerated recently that the sunrise sector can be exports. Then there is a seafood export which is there again a sunrise sector. Then in electronics we have been taking up in a big way in exports. And the auto component sector again will change, because there will be a lot of change in terms of moving from internal combustion engines to the electric battery operated cars. So there will be a lot of change. India is already doing a lot of work in terms of battery storages, in terms of battery movement for cars, and a lot of research is happening in the Indian ecosystem, which if we keep a track, we will be able to take advantage of the global composition of trade which is going to change. This global trade will change, the composition of this trade will change in terms of the climate, in terms of new technologies coming in terms of new products coming in, new markets coming in, and the new fits coming in. So if you have to take into account the whole global supply chain, the global value chain will get transformed in a few years from now. And in that transformation, either you can take it as a risk and go down, or you can take it as an opportunity and be the first one to seize it and take an edge over all the others in terms of going in for more climate-friendly, suitable products. No. MSMEs, right now, a lot of MNCs particularly are trying to follow the China Plus One policy. Because of the COVID issues and the supply side disruptions which has happened, not only just because of China also, but because of the happenings in the Ukraine war and other European side. So because of all these supply chain disruptions, now they are looking at adding alternative supply chains as well. So India can definitely play a big part into it, and I think the government of India is already taking up steps to see that we become a part of the global supply chain. But for that purpose, you have even the MSMEs will have to be ESG compliant. ESG, as you know, is the environment, social and governance criteria standards which needs to be followed. Because if you start following that, then only you will be able to maybe export to the developed countries in a much better way. Otherwise, something like European Union cross-border adjustment tax will be there. Adjustment mechanism is there which will be taxing our Indian products, and they will become at a disadvantage. So we need to actually think in advance before this thing matures, so that we are able to take advantage of such a situation and export to our existing countries as well, and try to explore new markets where we can do it without our other issues.